The Royal Australian Air Force is the principal air and space force of Australia, a part of the Australian Defence Force along with the Royal Australian Navy and the Australian Army. Constitutionally, the Governor-General of Australia is the de jure Commander-in-Chief of the Australian Defence Force. The Royal Australian Air Force is commanded by the Chief of Air Force, who is subordinate to the Chief of the Defence Force. The CAF is also directly responsible to the Ministry of Defence, with the Department of Defence administrating the ADF and the Air Force. Hi friends, I am Rajab and you are watching RAAF 313 YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about Royal Australian Air Force. Please like the video and subscribe the channel for more informative videos. Formed in March 1921 as the Australian Air Force through the separation of the Australian Air Corps from the Army in January 1920, which in turn amalgamated the separate aerial service of both the Army and Navy. It directly continues the traditions of the Australian Flying Corps, the aviation corps of the Army that fought in the First World War and that was formed on 22 October 1912. During its history, the Royal Australian Air Force has fought in a number of major wars, including the Second World War in Europe and the Pacific, participated in the Berlin Airlift, Korean War, Malayan Emergency, Indonesia-Malaysia Confrontation, Vietnam War, and more recently in operation in East Timor, the Iraq War and subsequent intervention, and the war in Afghanistan. It operates the majority of the ADF fixed-wing aircraft, although both the Australian Army and Royal Australian Navy also operate aircraft in various roles. The RAAF provides support across a spectrum of operations such as air superiority, precision strikes, intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, air mobility, space surveillance, and humanitarian support. The RAAF has 259 aircraft, of which 110 are combat aircraft. The RAAF traced its history back to the 1911 Imperial Conference that was held in London, where it was decided aviation should be developed within the armed forces of the British Empire. Australia implemented this decision, the first Dominion to do so, by approving the establishment of the Australian Aviation Corps. This initially consisted of the Central Flying School at Point Cook, Victoria, opening on 22 October 1912. By 1914, the corps were known as the Australian Flying Corps. Soon after the outbreak of war in 1914, the Australian Flying Corps sent aircraft to assist in capturing German colonies in what is now northeast New Guinea. However, these colonies surrendered quickly before the planes were even unpacked. The first operational flight did not occur until 27 May 1915, when the Mesopotamian half flight was called upon to assist the Indian Army in providing air support during the Mesopotamian campaign against the Ottoman Empire in what is now Iraq. The corps later saw action in Egypt, Palestine, and on the Western Front throughout the remainder of the First World War. By the end of the war, 4 squadrons, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, had sent operational service, while another 4 training squadrons, numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8, had also been established. A total of 460 officers and 2,234 other ranks served in the AFC, whilst another 200 men served as aircrew in the British flying service. Casualty included 175 dead, 111 wounded, 6 gassed, and 40 captured. Please like the video and subscribe the channel for more informative videos. Thanks for watching.